hope to do this lunch and let's see how long we get. So, guys.
Various kind of civil society actions. It's the home of some peace organizations. There is a third world trade shop here. Is that actually the name Peace Station comes from that this has been a railway station. And some of you have been waiting, you have been in the right place now. And this building was originally was a railway station there in one small municipal center. But I don't know why. I've been very much active in various civil society movements and have been even bringing this building to this present place. Can tell more a couple of words more about this how this was moved to inputs have been very minor. So maybe, I don't know if Tumi or Kaitsu could add something about the general background of this building as well.
Who was actively writing about this house when it was decided to take down by the municipality because of the construction of the new station. It's a bit bigger. You can go and see it's huge compared to this house. So
the first time, on the personal level, the first time Kaitsu and I met the present foreign minister, Tuomioja, who will be chairing the Helsinki Conference this week, and was invited many of us to that conference. The first time we met Erkki Tuomioja he was a Social Democrat deputy mayor in Helsinki, responsible for housing. We were the young students had just squatted a house and were protesting against the housing policies, and he came to see our house. And I remember his first words when he came to our house. It was on a Saturday. He took a day off to meet us, and he said, "Aikamoinen rettere." What is that in English? This house is quite a blowout.
But then, could Tumi or Kaitsu tell more about what is the idea for tomorrow?
We have
I don't know you and would know you only through formal communication and formal name. And sometimes it's very difficult to, like you find difficult to.
Secondly, that I thought if you could focus specifically on retail.
Kind of order that our speakers, I don't think it is necessary that we make long statements. We make
Inclusion of marginalized and dispossessed majorities such as women, youth, farmers, indigenous people, agriculture workers, industrial workers, unorganized labor, subsistence and informal livelihood population. The Helsinki process should advance practical mechanisms beyond mere listening, including institutionalized, proactive, intercontinental and public dialogues on issues selected by marginal populations.
प्रभु जी जा रहा हूँ मैं जा रहा हूँ। ओके प्रभु जी।
एक मिनट में इधर तो आओ।
अरे हम इधर ही हैं।
रिकॉर्ड बनवा रहे हैं।
वो बन गया ना?
कैसे बन गया?
इधर आ जाओ। क्या बनवा रहे हो?
ये हेलसिंकी ग्रुप बना रहे हैं।
Another day, so there we present that letter and give the and next day, every day we will have public action. One day in the railway station, another day somewhere else. Where people are. So sometime or the other during the day, most probably around 1 or immediately.
Only one small container. Tomorrow we have fixed an appointment with the Siemenpuu Foundation. It's very important. David, myself, Rajendra Prasad, maybe two more we have one
Down, down, WTO! World Bank! WTO! MNC! MNC! ENC! World Bank! World Bank! MNC! MNC! My dear friends, we have assembled here to respond to the aspirations of the people throughout the world. Yes. And we have come here with the hope that the Helsinki Conference will take into consideration the people's aspiration. So now I request my friend from India, my David, to few words. Please, sir.
As Suresh said, we are here to bring the aspirations of the people of the world. Our natural resources are depleting and people are put in a lot of difficulties. Poverty is increasing. Large number of people are marginalized. The main reason for all this is the liberal policies, new liberal policies followed by the global institutions. So we request the Helsinki Process Conference to take into note of these things and take necessary actions. Thank you.
Few words from anybody, any friend who wants to speak? You must say something. Few words.
I think that it is very great that we can have peaceful demonstrations, and I think that sometimes it is not impossible to get inside the conference how all the feelings we have, and we want to express also those feelings that we find that we are living in a kind of slavery of commercial values, and this slavery is not established by democratic process because markets are not democratic institutions. If we want democracy in a global scale, we must have alternative for the rule of markets, as markets are not democratic institutions.
And we have come here in the spirit of world is a family. The earth is a family. We have come here under the banner Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means earth is a family.
The same spirit that the world is the one family. As you know, the doors are open. You are warmly welcome to the all sessions that are going on. one is dealing with education for all, the other is dealing about health as a bridge to peace, the third one is dealing education for all, the fourth one is about child labor, how to remove child labor, how to work with that topic, and then there is even one more which is about EU in the global world. So all these doors are open for you to join to the discussions that are going on, and I'm happy for this nice flavor you bring in here. So I hope you join to the discussions, because today is the public day and I know many of you are also invited to the conference tomorrow. But today please join us and bring the things you have discussed in your meetings into the meeting rooms.
And before that we hand over this.
So welcome to the conference.
And we hand over this open letter to...
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I hope you divide yourself so you spread evenly.
This is just symbolic. So
okay.
We unchain our face.
Same session otherwise. So I'm bringing up two sessions. I think you should meet the local
process that is good, but I can see the intentions are good and pure. And we organized this march to highlight that there were people who were not being incorporated in this process, and there were people still on the margins of society. And it is a fact that no process of globalization is complete without the globalization of human race. And the idea was to attract people's attention with the chain, this chain. It is nothing but symbolic. The symbolism that there are people in the world who are slipping the chains and they need to be unchained. So it is good that Helsinki Process, the conference, people have taken note of our march.
There's a society called Land Society. It is mainly for the Adivasis minor forest produce which is collected to be marketed. This is a government outfit, but we are closely associated because when Land Society was almost in loss, it was getting almost closed down. That was the time J.P. Raju took it over. He became the president, and during his period,
as a non-believer of the caste system, and I started my public life as a young socialist, and then I was the general secretary of the youth wing of the Social Democrats or Socialists in India. There were parties like Janata Party and then Janata Dal. So I was the All India General Secretary of that organization. And
I represent Village Community Development Society, which has an experience of 25 years. Human right is our main focus. Recently, we have taken up many issues against certain companies who are exploiting our labor, our environment, our resources like water, polluting our environment like rivers, etc., etc.
For some years, I've been very engaged with the, let's say, the tribal world, mainly the tribal world in central India, particular reference to a district called Bastar, which is, I think,
निवासी आदिवासी उनके जिंदगी पे अभी नई नई समस्या और जीवन जीने की जो संसाधन है उसमें बहुत जो लोगों की जो पहुंच है उसको कम किया जा रहा है सरकार और विभिन्न नीति नियमों के माध्यम से। तो हम जो कोशिश कर रहे हैं वहाँ पे कि स्थानीय संसाधनों पे स्थानीय लोगों का हक होना चाहिए और स्थानीय संसाधनों पे ही वो लोग आत्मनिर्भर हो सकें। तो इसके लिए हमारी संस्था आदिवासी समता मंच वहाँ पे काम कर रही है।
Hindu Rantham comes from this North Western region, the same region which Narendra was referring to. And she said that there are several old and new problems among the Adivasis, and she is working with them and on these issues. The goal being that Adivasis should have control over their own local resources and also should have a self-reliant kind of lifestyle and life.
Now yourself.
Well, my name is Uma Shankari. I'm with my family. We've been doing farming in Andhra Pradesh, in South India for the last almost 20 years. And I'm associated with many organizations, also have many interests, but let us say agriculture and water are two issues of my major concern. And I'm also a homemaker, and therefore a lot of time does get engaged with the family and family affairs. So although I'm very much interested, I may not seem to be very active, but more play a background kind of a role. And in Finland, I'm here to speak about the farmers' problems in India, and also to learn about how the farmers are doing and what is the sector, what's happening to the sector in places like Europe, Finland being one of the societies here. And
My name is Suresh Nautiyar. I come from the central Himalayan part of India. So I don't look like to be one coming from that part because of my features and complexion. And for last 20 years so, I've been a mainstream journalist in Delhi, mainly covering political beat and doing some stories on environment and other such things.
Just I want to engage with what all has been discussed so far briefly, and this I was provoked by your caution. It's a very worthwhile caution that no hegemonies should be reflected in whatever the alternatives movement people do. And since in the movement sector where we are dreaming that the whole world can be reconstructed in a manner as the ideal family would be, without patriarchy, with retaining the sensitivity for the poor, for the physically challenged or weak or sick in the family, is always cared for more than the normal in the family. Women's compassion can be part of the men's compassion, so feminization of man. So these are the kind of ideals and dreams we have, and when we strive collectively for that, there will be always continuity of the hegemonies of the society and the present times of which we are part. So
that were provoked by my comment. So I want to clarify, it was not an attack. I would not be here if I was not here in solidarity with all the organizations that are here. And I'm very appreciative of VK and Siemenpuu and all their process and all their efforts. And I fully recognize that they're very democratic and they tried their best and they held all these meetings, etc. However, we should not be in a situation where we're afraid to critique. You know, if I get that sort of response, then next time I'll be quiet, because it seems that instead of it being seen as a constructive critique, it is seen as an attack. I'm simply pointing out what are the gaps in order to encourage that both during this week and in future events, these gaps are fulfilled.
To that I didn't respond.
My name is Gauri Shankar. I am from Bihar basically. I am presently working in Delhi with BK.
My name is working with BK.
Apology from both of us, Sona and I. Looks like we can't do the Nepal program in the evening today, because we have fixed the program for the evening already with another Nepali family here, and they said we can't be back by till 9 or 9:30. So if we can continue after 9:30, by then we will be drunk. So we have to work. So
I think we will best that we do it in two groups. So one group can work here, and the other, if the group that works here to can then have somebody to report. So me and one or two persons with the other group.
Okay, there's before we start
people occupying places for people's use, and also actions to protect the environment in the new dimension, direct action. That was not allowed, or that was not happening before. And that was just 20 years ago.
Is that we learn how to place and understand each other.
The Organization for Rural Development. Cook is a small district where this organization started, so it doesn't mean that it is only for coal. We are working in Karnataka, in different districts. I started in the rural area with farmers, tenants and all, way back in 76. In 1978, I was awarded for my work and involvement, organizing the tenants. And the award is, this is the award I got. It's an attack by landlords, which didn't kill my spirit, declaring that I am dead, they left. I continued to work with the rural communities, taking up their issues like eviction and all. Since '84, we are focused on Adivasi issues, mainly Adivasi rights issue and also Adivasi identity issue.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನರು ಬೇರೆ ಕವಿದೆ ಜಮೀನಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಹೋರಾಟ ಏನಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಬುಡಕಟ್ಟು ಕೃಷಿಕರ ಸಂಘ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್. ನಮ್ಮದು ಮೊದಲಿನ ಹೋರಾಟ ಏನಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಕ್ಕುಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅರಣ್ಯದ ಹಕ್ಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಆಡಳಿತ, ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಿಡಮೂಲಿಕೆ, ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೋರಾಟ ನಮ್ಮದು ಮೊದಲೇದು. ಏನು ಕುರುಬ, ಬೆಟ್ಟ ಕುರುಬ, ಎರವಾಸ ಗೋಲಿಗ, ಮಲೆ ಕುಡಿಯ.
Krishikar Sangha, that is Adivasi Cultivators Association. They have been fighting mainly for their rights over the forest resources, and then they are fighting for their land. They are fighting against the eviction. Then they are also struggling towards getting the area declared as scheduled area.
State, Uttaranchal, the hill state, the central Himalaya. And I am working with the
Dr. Siemenpuu Foundation, and since last 1.5 years, we are working on most of the issues related to the ecological effects, and particularly to the water related.
But yet, on the outset, the context was so serious, so we had to suspend all our activities and focused on some of the relief. And with the support of Siemenpuu Foundation, we had to start some rehabilitation activities, mainly on what you call restoration of livelihood and environment. In that process, we have done a study on the impact of tsunami on the corals and the biodiversities, and also
so we said how I would know it that it will address like this. The play was about unity. So then they interpreted many different ways of the play. So then only, as a student of drama, I could realize that there is another third type of theatre.
Australia. So the last 3 years, I think it's better for me to put it that way. My country has a big crisis these days of the harbour, very nasty armed struggle going on, and so many people are very around about thousands of people, 15,000, and so many displaced, and so many unaccounted for, both by the army and rebels. So we are in a very desperate situation in the country, and relief near future, I don't see any hope for reconciliation in the near future, 6 months, 5 months. So to resolve, to contribute in resolving this crisis, and we are as sort of peace activists, I should say, and we have a network called Solidarity for Peace. I'm working on that outfit also, and there is another outfit, global campaign against poverty.
I am working with an organization called People's Education for Action and Liberation. PEAL. PEAL is one of the organizations that came into existence 30 years back. The higher organization in that part of the country. PEAL believes in promoting, PEAL believes in a vision, just, participatory, eco-friendly, equitable, and gender-just society. PEAL also believes that if we all work together, there is a possibility for creating a better world. A different
is Anil Bhatrai. I come from Nepal. I work with, in fact, I'm affiliated with many institutions and non-institutionalized groups. The primary affiliation at the moment is with Nepal South Asia Center, which began actually as a South Asian institution for dialogues and democracy among South Asian political leaders and civil society members, but now is predominantly very national, even if we still retain the name. So currently we still work on the same themes, democracy and dialogues. We were involved in
unorganized and unprotected workers about last 25 years, and organizing them through trade unions, agricultural workers, landless workers, construction and domestic workers, and manual or coolies. We are having trade unions affiliated with a national center called Hindu Sabha. I am also associated with democratic movements, peace movements, also with VK India, and also I am a member of small socialist party named Samajwadi Jan Parishad.
Art projects and the internet for activist projects. I gave 3 examples of 3 projects we're working on. I represent a group called Frishtipat, which is a Bangladeshi human rights group, but made up of Bangladeshis living abroad in North America and Europe, which takes on projects related to Bangladesh. Most recently, we worked on projects related to minority communities, the Hindu community in Bangladesh and the Adivasi community in Chittagong Hill Tracts in Bangladesh. The other 2 projects, one is a film called Muslims or Heretics, which focuses on a minority Muslim community within Islam. It's called Ahmadiyya, and currently the Bangladesh government is actually trying to ban them and declare them non-Muslim. They've already been declared as non-Muslim in Pakistan. For those who do not know, there's a crisis within Islam also going on, which is that, what is the right Islam? Sunni, Shia, you've heard of those divisions. Ahmadiyya is one of the sects that mainstream Islam tries to say is not Muslim. So that's a crisis going on right now in Bangladesh, and we made a film that's being shown internationally and in Bangladesh. And the last project, which focuses on the other side of my interest, which is migrant communities in the West. It's a project called Disappeared in America. It's a film and a multimedia installation in museums, which focuses on detention of Muslims after 9/11, both in the United States and in Europe. And it's currently traveling in various museums in the United States and Europe. And we try to do these 2 projects together because we see too many times human rights situations where people are only concerned about one side of the problem. So we feel that it's important to talk about situations both where Muslims are the victims and also where Muslims are the victimizers, because human rights can't be that you only look at one side. And I was
associated with UK, but doing actual work in trees and plants, environmental issues. That a small organization is called Faith and Care. It is mainly supported by BK from India and some other organizations also, just like Lokayan. And there is one more organization, Himalayan Region Study and Research Institute. Thank you.
I work on many things, but these days, most importantly, one part of my work is around the whole politics of hatred against religious minorities in India, and trying to work to document it, to fight for legal justice, for reconciliation and understanding. Another part of my work over many years is around people in the margins of society and their problems. These days, I'm doing a lot of work around the issues of hunger and starvation, hidden and open, and state responsibility around those, and also public action in the Supreme Court.
General Coordinator of the Latvia Campesina, the international peasant movement. And I'm very glad meeting with you, with our friend from the Bangladesh, from the India, and from Nepal, and of course from the friend in Finland. I went to hear the 5 years later when meeting with our friend from the KEPA and from the improvement movement in here, Thomas. And I think it's very nice meeting with you, and of course from this meeting we can continue discussion about the situations of farmers, peasant and small farmers, and the indigenous peoples. And
is Om Thanvi. I am editor of Jansatta. It's a daily newspaper in Hindi published by Indian Express Group, known for anti-establishment policies. And I am Secretary General of Editors Guild of India, the only body of directors of the country. I am interested in development, environment, and related issues, and associated with many organizations for the last 30 years who are doing work in this field in India.
I don't know, in Finland or in Sweden or Norway and other countries, the peoples, especially women, children, ethnic groups, and other problems should be discussed in these forums. And most of the programs are about other things. We are thinking globally. So in Finland, we don't have any problems. What sort of problems are there? How people is, how people feel. For me, well, I can read something, but in such discussions, it would be much better for me. I don't know what other participants would like, but for me also one session on the problems of people here. Ethnic people, and so many other things. It will be beneficial for us so that we can in our countries say that we are in solidarity with the people and fighting for this thing. They are also fighting for this thing. We can talk over there and have some solidarity movement in Nepal too. In India, if you don't have any problems, that's okay.
So I'm an associate of Vasudeva Kutumbakam and my friend Vijay Pratap from India.
Here in solidarity with all the organizations that are here. And I'm very appreciative of VK and Siemenpuu and all their process, all their efforts. And I fully recognize that they're very democratic and they tried their best and they held all these meetings, etc. However, we should not be in a situation where we're afraid to critique. You know, if I get that sort of response, then next time I'll be quiet, because it seems that instead of it being seen as a constructive critique, it is seen as attack. I'm simply pointing out what are the gaps in order to encourage that both during this week and in future events, these gaps are fulfilled.
To that I didn't respond. I responded only to the replicating Indian hegemony.
Understood. But in general, it seemed that there was a lot of sort of sensitivity around this topic. And I'm simply saying that we have to be open to the fact that in spite of best efforts, there can still be efforts. Also, just to clarify, I raised 3 issues: Adivasis in Bangladesh, just generally the Muslim world, and the third thing, which I think people did not pick up, which is the situation of immigrants in the Western world, and that was not really talked about. We talked about it a little bit. I just want to make sure that that third topic was also not dropped. But again, I brought it up in the spirit of making the week more inclusive and future projects more inclusive, because I think just by having this intervention, it will be on people's minds, so that the next time an event is organized, people will think, well, who else can we invite and what else can we pull out, you know, and how can we make our own organization more inclusive.
Just as one background, that the first Helsinki conference was in Helsinki in December 2002. And at that time, we did an open letter, signed by about 25 people from different continents, including some members of the Helsinki Process group, including Martin Kohr, including Irish clubs. Yeah.